for me, I was just going to come out here and just play basketball, show my game. I think for them, I guess that was their decision, but it was always for me to come out here and participate and hopefully impress some people and show them that I can shoot and I can play.
Do you think that this type of setting with drills is that an area that you can excel in and that you can look good in?
I think so a little bit. Like I was telling her, I think kind of one of my strengths is playing 5-on-5 and kind of knowing what play to make, and I feel like I kind of have a good feel for the game. So I don't know if you see everyone, not just me, but everyone, it's kind of hard to see what type of player they are. I mean, it's different when you watch someone work out in drills like this and one-on-one versus how they play in a game. So I don't know if it tells exactly how they are as a whole player, but it certainly shows the skills that they have.
What kind of feedback are you getting from some of the teams? I know that in that late portion of the lottery, there's a lot of teams that are pretty well set at the 4 spot, and there's a lot of great power forwards, but maybe they might be looking for some wing players. Is that the feedback that you're getting as well?
You know, you'd have to talk to my agent about that. I haven't really gotten any feedback from the teams yet. I think it's still kind of early in the process.
Sure.
So, I mean, once you go and work out individually for the different teams and actually travel to the city, I think that's when they might give me some more feedback. But it's early right now, so I'm just trying to go out there and have some fun.
How important is it for you to get drafted extremely high?
For me, the number doesn't matter. I think it's more of where I get drafted, and that's what's important to me is being in a system that I feel comfortable in, and system that they like me for the player that I am. I'm not too worried about getting drafted a certain number or a certain range. Like I said, I'm more interested in where the city is and the people there and the organization.
What type of pro do you see yourself being in 5 years?
Hopefully, I'm a pro player that contributes a lot to the game and to my team and helps them win ball games. I think that's what I'm about is doing whatever I can for the team. But hopefully, I'm just doing the best that I can and whatever the coach wants me to do, so we can win some games.
Are you only going to be a small forward in the NBA, or are there other positions that you can play as well?
You know what? I think growing up, I've always kind of tried to be as coachable as I can, and so whatever the coach needs me to do. I mean, if he needs me to play 3, then I can do that, or if he wants me to play 2, then I feel like I can do that too. So, like I said, I think it all kind of depends on where I go and what the coach wants me to do.
How do you feel about the Mike Miller comparisons that people that I've heard from a lot of people?
I mean, Mike Miller is obviously a great player, and so I think I have a lot of work to do before you can compare me to him. And but I think our games are kind of similar. I don't know if they're exactly the same. I think it's hard to compare people to players in the NBA right now because I think everyone plays a little differently. I don't think there's 2 players that play exactly the same, but like I said, he's a great player, so it's an honor to be compared to him.
So I was at the under-19 tryouts last year in Colorado Springs, and I don't think you missed for 3 days, and then going into the season, we see you shoot 29% for 3.
Uh-huh.
What do you think is the explanation for that?
You know what, I think, like you said, I shot it well there. I shot it well my freshman year from beyond the arc, and then I think a lot of it was kind of mental. I started aiming it and not shooting it with confidence, and I was doing other things to try to compensate for that, and not shooting it. Like I said, I would drive instead of shoot just because the confidence wasn't there, and I think that kind of affected it a little bit. I was throwing it at the rim instead of shooting it like I've always shot. I've kind of been labeled as a shooter growing up, and historically I've been a good shooter. So for me, I think it was mental, but I think that being able to just focus on basketball and get in the gym, that number will get back up.
I mean, you're a guy, you had a great year regardless, even though you didn't shoot the ball well. That might be your biggest strength as a pro. So what should that tell NBA teams about you as a prospect?
Well, I think that it tells them that I'm not going to let that affect how I play the rest of the game. If I don't make shots, then I'll do other things to impact the game. And I enjoy getting other people involved and making my teammates better the most out of anything. I'd rather have 15 assists than 25 points. I mean, for me, I enjoy getting other people involved and making them better. So I think it kind of lets them know that I'm not just one-dimensional, and if I'm not making shots, I'm playing defense, I'm rebounding, other things that I can do to try to impact the game.
If you weren't a basketball player, what would your occupation be?
If I wasn't a basketball player, I would have tried to be a tennis player. I was okay at it in high school, and if I would have probably focused on that, I could have been maybe pretty good. So for me, it's just I'm such a competitor that I feel like no matter what, if I wasn't playing basketball, I'd be doing something where you can compete. And so it's just how I work and what drives me.
Right. You were pretty good. You were nationally ranked. I mean, I don't think that I'm going to call that pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I was okay. I wasn't. I mean, good's a relative term. So,
right.
But tennis is a sport. You got to focus on tennis. I mean, kind of like golf, you can't take time off, and you got to constantly practice. So,
sure.
It was hard to play. I mean, basketball was my first love, so it was hard. So it's hard to be a basketball player and then switch gears and go straight to tennis.